Helpful quick tips for model railroaders. Working out your building footprint size. Hi modelers, I'm Chris, the modeler at ABR Model Works. Welcome to Working Out Your Building Footprint Size video. It's part of the Modular Model Building System Quick Tips video series. In this video, I'll cover the easiest way to work out your building footprint size, along with space for the supporting elements that will tell the story and make the scene. To illustrate this, I'm going to be using part of a possible design for my new Fremo model railway layout. I'll give you some ideas on how you can utilize the templates by moving them around to come up with different shapes and sizes as far as the footprint itself is concerned. Now, of course, the first step in this process is to download the design template footprints. You can get the link for this in the description below. I then glue the template sheets to some cardboard so that you can cut them out and make them easier to handle. Now, if you look at the template sheet, you'll see that there are black, red and green lines. These represent the panel sizes. So the black is a full size panel, the red is the quarter panel, and the green is the half panel. Now, this is a 1 panel wide template that's used for making mock-up buildings. It is 3 inches wide or 76 millimeters. The same width, of course, is for the actual panel itself. And then you have your half panel. And quarter panel. Now, the panel system is designed to simply key together, and you can build a wall up with as many different types of panels as you like in any combination you like. The idea of having quarter and width panels gives you flexibility in terms of the facade itself. And we'll be going into more detail about the design of the building, but in this video we're focusing just on the footprint. Now, before I get into working out the footprint for Michael's freight depot, let's take a look at how to use the footprint design grids to come up with different shapes and sizes of buildings itself. So here I have a selection of shapes that I can work with to play around to come up with a particular building. Now, Michael's freight depot is a fairly simple structure in that it's basically 3 panels wide and 1 panel deep. However, what I could have done with that kit is simply put it together 2 panels wide and 2 panels deep by reconfiguring where the walls go. So that's the beauty of the whole modular model building system. And in fact, I'm going to be modifying Michael's freight depot for the layout. But all of the modules can be added in any sort of combination you want. So as an example, you could have a wall that has a protruding section that's quarter panel wide sticking out. Could go the other way. You could have, as in the case of Tonton's chocolate factory, we have a insert. So as you can see, there's many combinations of how you can put this together. If you're doing a background building, it could simply be just the width of the panel itself up against the backdrop. Or the scene may require a little bit more depth, in which case you could use a quarter panel at either end and make your wall as long as you like, or even a half panel. Like so. And then you've got other options like, okay, loading docks. These are full width loading docks, so we could put a series of full width loading docks in front. Loading docks also come in half and quarter width. So there, again, there's a lot of combinations in terms of how you can put these things together. And as time passes and we build other more fixed structures like the loading docks, then we'll be building more templates so that you can place those within your scene. Now, if you're going to be combining what we've got with another kit like a water tower or something like that, then simply cut out the footprint. And then by doing that and placing it within the area that you've got, you'll be able to trace out and work out just the best type of combination. And then from there, you would start to look at, okay, well, I think that looks pretty cool. Let's build a mock-up. But we'll cover that in a future video. So let's look at now the layout and where Michael's Freight Depot is going to go. And we'll start talking about some ideas I have on how I'm going to lay that out. Now, this is a section of the track plan. And the whole Fremo system is designed around modules that are 2 feet wide with a center track or a dual track. And the module that I'm building has a center track. They are designed to be viewed from either side. So this red line represents the space that I've got available for a freight depot. And as I've said, I'm going to use the Michael's Freight Depot kit. But if I grab the current configuration of the kit and place it on the layout, you'll see that this end of the kit would need to be cut away. So that's fine. I could simply follow the red line, cut it, and do that. But I've been looking at this thinking, well, there's a couple of other things that I could do with this to make it a little bit more interesting. Also, given the fact that you're seeing it from both sides. And so with Michael's Freight Depot, the back side of it is not particularly interesting. So let's look at how we can change the configuration of this kit, add a couple of parts to it, and come up with something a little bit different that may work a little better than in its standard trim. And part of the series that I'll be doing as far as videos are concerned on the building of this layout, some of the designs and kits that we'll be building in the future will go onto the layout as they are intended in the first place. And then others like this one will be doing some changes to it so that we can demonstrate to you the flexibility of the system. So first up, I'm going to stay with the basic shape of the building, and I'm going to add the corner platforms and the center platform as I've done in the past. Now, because the railroad finishes, or the spur finishes here, I'm probably going to look at maybe moving that just along a little bit to that line, like so. And then instead of putting the extra platform out at this end, I think I'll put it out at that end, because that'll be a little bit more useful in terms of where the cars can position. And then to make the back side of the building a little more interesting, I'm going to put some platform pieces along the back edge. I'll then take the door from this end. I'll just put one of the plain brick sections in its place, and then I'll put the doorway in one of these positions. I'll also add an additional roller door into one of those spots as well. And so the idea will be that trucks will be able to back up. So just recapping, go to your layout or to your design area, get a piece of paper if you're going to your layout, and draw out in full size the area that you're going to be working with. Include a few little details on there like where the track is, etc. Mark out the final boundary area that you have, and then play around with different combinations of the design grid and add other parts like the platform. And that way you get a really good feel for exactly how much space and how detailed it potentially can become. In addition to that, you could make little cutouts of other items that are going to go around it, or you could draw in lines of perhaps where driveways are going to be, etc. So that gives you a good starting point on how to get the footprint of your building right. Remember that one of the great things about the system is that your first design only needs to be a draft. You can change your mind at any time and play around with it until you're happy with how much space the building is going to take up and how it's going to sit with the rest of the elements within the scene. In the next video, I'm going to be covering walls and doorways, and in particular the design system panels that you can use to put a mock-up building together. So I'm really looking forward to this video because it's when we get to start to see the size of the building and how it's going to sit within the layout. So I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, stay up to date by subscribing and ringing the bell. And please ask any questions you have in the comment section below. I'm sure other models will benefit from that as well. I'm Chris the Modeler at ABR Model Works. Have a great day modelling and thanks for watching. Oh, and check out the videos that you'll see on the screen now.